What categories of books are best to sell on Amazon? That's what we're going to be covering in this video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Avery, aka Roma the Roamer. I've been selling on Amazon for 10 plus years. I sold over $10 million on Amazon. I started with used books. I've been to probably 100, probably more than that, 200 plus locations to source used books. And there's certainly books you should stay away from, and there's books that are really good to go after, and then there's some books in the middle where it really just depends on the source. So let's just pretend you walk into a library sale. So booksalefinder.com, if you guys go there, put all the libraries that are happening in the next few months on your calendar. It's a great place to find books. You can go to a library sale, make sure to show up early. And let's just pretend you're walking into the library sale. What are the best sections to go after first? In my opinion, still in 2026, I'm going after textbooks. That's how I built my business. I started selling textbooks when I was in college. And really, that's why I had any kind of success on Amazon, was I first sold my own textbooks. I used to literally in my college dorm room take selfies of myself, which I'm pretty sure is against Amazon terms of service, to sell my textbooks. And then I sold my textbooks for couple $100, and then I sold my teammates' textbooks, and it became a whole business when I was in college. So this is my foundation, and I still believe in it today. Even if you can't sell textbooks, sometimes Amazon will not let you sell Pearson, Cengage, McGraw-Hill. It's fine, don't worry about it. If they're not valuable on Amazon, there's definitely some companies that are willing to pay you for them, and you can just go to bookscouter.com, and if it's a valuable textbook, companies will pay $30, $40, $50, $80 for textbooks. So I'm going after textbooks first, just because they're super high value. They'll be $100 plus sometimes, if not more. And so I think textbooks are some of the best books to go after. General nonfiction is good too. I'm going to put that at number 2. General nonfiction is also good, which I guess basically I'm saying watch out for certain parts, certain kinds of fiction. Like what to stay away from would be the mass market fiction books, where half the time when you scan the barcode on those, it's not even the right barcode. You have to open up the book to scan the barcode. So those little short, romance novels that perverted women sit down and read at night, stay away from those. They look like they've been read 20 times. If you look at those books, they've been like torn, like they've what do you call this when you do this? They've done this to the book 80 freaking times, and it's like, chill out. Like, they're obviously high demand books. Stay away from them if you're going to go to the library. So next would be niche nonfiction is really good to go after. So like, think horse breeding, any book on like breeds of dolphins, or anything that's like weird and niche. Like if you see a weird section, go after that. It's probably good. And so nonfiction's good. Mass market fiction is not good. What types of fiction are good? Children's hardcover can be good. Really, even any children's. I think children's is underrated. A lot of people won't go to the children's section. I like to go to the children's section at the very end of the library sale, because most people neglect it. It's usually messier. The books are different sizes, so they're all over the place. But children's is I'd give children's like it's underrated. I'd give it like a B. I'd give it a B. I'd give children's section a B. But at a lot of places, children's ends up being an A plus section, because people sleep on it. They underestimate it. Self-help is going to be really fast selling, but you're probably not going to have too many bangers. Like, you're not going to leave with too many like $100 profit books. But in the weird niche nonfiction, that's where you're going to find your $100 profit books, And niche nonfiction is so broad. Like, we could be talking about motor repair manuals. We could be talking about textbooks, technically like microbiology, like that's niche, like nonfiction is the GOAT when it comes to selling on Amazon. But I mean, self-help's nonfiction too. It's fast selling. These books are just general fiction. These are probably the most read books in the world, Like, they're probably the books most purchased and that most people actually read. Like, nobody's fucking reading senior senior services business, like these books don't, you can tell what books get read and don't get read based on how worn it is. And that's the cool thing about being a bookseller, is you get to see that over time. But these are going to sell super fast. If you're lucky, it'll hang out around $15 used. It's rare to find fiction too much over $15. It's just not very common. So $12 to $15, $10 to $15 maybe is your sweet spot, because they are smaller books. They will fly off the shelf, but fiction's not gonna pay your bills. You know, it's gonna be the nonfiction, in my opinion, in my experience selling on Amazon for years. I'm gonna add a bonus in here. This is kind of a new category. Non-barcode books have always been good because people are too lazy to look them up. But non-barcode books without ISBN numbers clearly visible on the back, and without ISBN numbers clearly visible on the first few pages. I don't even know if this book has an ISBN number. I'm going to classify this as a new category of books. We'll call it non-barcode books without ISBNs. The reason why I'm excited about these is these used to be a pain to look up. You could use the Amazon seller app, and if you had good service, it was fine. But if you're in a dungeon, if you're in the basement of a thrift store, and you went to look up these books, it was impossible. You had to title search it, you know, which is, you can do a title search, but it's going to take you forever. Now, with the new technology, this is using AI, probably using Gemini or ChatGPT or one of those models. This is the go-to lister scanning tool. My software, by the way. If you guys want to go check it out, free trial below. But now what you can do is quickly scan the book. You can take a picture of the book and get accurate title lookup, just like that. And so that's how I got this book right here, which has sold in the past for $80, right? This book has sold for $80. It was just chilling on the shelf with a bunch of other non-barcode books without visible ISBNs. These were just chilling on the shelf. I was able to blaze through it almost as fast as if I had a barcode scanner. And let me show you guys this $80 book that was just chilling on the shelf. Do I even have it out here right now? Christians have stress too. Oh, here we go. God meant it for good. Okay. And if you guys want more info on how to do all this, be sure to join our Facebook group. People are willing to help you out there. All you need is a free trial to the fastest listing software on the planet, Go-To Lister, where we just released the kitchen. And my neighbor's cutting the yard, so I might have to end this video, but we just released the kitchen, which allows you to list books even faster by cooking them up ahead of time. But what you can do here is check this out. And look at this. I'm going to show you the price history on this book. Sold for $95. And this was just chilling on the shelf. So if we're talking about categories of books that are good to sell on Amazon, and we're going to expand the categories beyond fiction, non-fiction, the categories you generally think of, and we categorize them as non-barcode, non-ISBN books that are chilling on the shelf in a dungeon, meaning there's no good Wi-Fi, people can't use the Amazon seller app. Now you can queue all your scans in with this, let the app connect as long as it takes. You could walk upstairs and connect if you needed to. They're all queued in, right? And then I'm gonna call that a really good category, because when I go to library sales and I scan everything, first I'm gonna start with the textbooks, then weird niche nonfiction, and then I'm gonna go to the children's section. Once I'm done with all that, I take a step back and I intentionally look for books without barcodes. So I'll scan books without barcodes in sections that I haven't scanned before, just for the hell of it. Why not? I'm there. But when I find a book without a barcode, I'm thinking this is gonna be gold. What I used to do is pull that book out, right? I used to pull that book out like that and get a bunch of books pulled out across the library sale, and I would go back and attack these one by one with the Amazon seller app. I still probably do that strategy of pulling it out. My pull out game is pretty strong, if you know what I mean. But what I'm gonna do is just cover scan instead with the go-to scanning tool. So much love, guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please join the community. I will link it below. and peace. See you on the next video.